Ashur has been one of the best villains in terms of character development, the plans he forged and what he became in the end, basically from nothing. All that with keen intellect and with the aid of certain characters, more specifically Borealis. What could have been of Ashur? Could his fate have been changed? These are the things I want to talk about in this video. Ashur came into the Ludus at the same time as Crixus was in there. Ashur was in a little bit earlier though, as when they talked in the cell, Ashur, Dagon and Indus, the other gladiator, were already there, freshly most likely too. As Ashur came into the Ludus, he had very little sword skill at that point and tried to prove himself, to one day be acknowledged. He gained the mark of the Brotherhood, together with Dagon, but had to kill one of his brothers for it, Indus, by the order of Borealis. Ashur felt guilt of betrayal here, we could see it on his face. The mark didn't get him what he wanted though, since they didn't gain it the traditional way in close combat. In their first arena fight, Ashur's greed came to light. He was treated badly, that's true, but this does not make his actions an exception. Ultimately, he lacked the skill to be a proper gladiator, but still aspired to be one. He claimed the laurels of Dagon and their trust in each other started to fall downwards here on. He also became an eternal rival with Crixus, Dagon and Barca slowly.
Cockfucker.
Ashur later began to betray Dagon because of what happened earlier, cause Dagon gained more coin than Ashur, and Ashur is, by Anime's words, half the man and only earns half the coin. He betrayed Dagon by letting him get in love with a Roman, which made Dagon be a true enemy to his old friend. I think you know what I mean by love. Ashur at the end of Gods of the Arena was injured by Crixus and killed Dagon beforehand though, before also injuring him very badly. He went from the ambitional character who only wanted glory and wealth to the hated outsider in the Ludus after Gods of the Arena, proven in the beginning of Bloods and Sand. At the end of Gods of the Arena, Ashur also wanted to betray Gannicus behind his back by killing him together with Crixus. He directly asked him in the fight, and this also showed that he would betray his brother just to gain glory and victory. In Bloods and Sand, he was the outsider and continued to spread poison into others' ears, and ultimately became a unique villain. He heavily got in depth with Barca, bargaining against Spartacus in the Theocles fight. But Spartacus won with Crixus, owning Barca a huge chunk of coin on Ashur's side now. Ashur in no way saw a way to pay him and was in huge trouble. Barca wanted freedom, and Ashur knew that specifically.
I give no shit for margins. Beg, steal, or kill to cover what is owed, or you will have two worthless legs and nothing in between to prop yourself up.
Ashur is unable to fight as a gladiator because of his injury, and is still in a gladiatorial level though, but Borealis saw Ashur's worth slowly. Ashur gained this injury because of Crixus after he wanted to betray Gannicus behind his back. Ashur thought about how he can pull the strings to let Barca be killed. Ashur basically pulled the Uno reversal on Barca with a intrigue well planned. He spread false rumor with the help of a certain someone.
The mark is unknown to me.
Perhaps a closer look. Details of such craftsmanship should not be viewed in haste.
This was a man who sold slaves which later should kill Borealis. This is the guy. Barca had the job to kill a whole known family, the family of Ovidius, but Ashur spread false rumor that one of them was still alive, the child, making Borealis question Barca's loyalty. And only at that moment, Ashur mentioned to Borealis what Barca wanted, and that is to buy freedom. The unique thing to take away here is that Ashur knew Barca had yet not told Borealis about his ambitions for freedom, which caught Borealis off guard, already questioning his loyalty, and even gave him more suspicion to question his loyalty. Ashur gave Borealis the rest of the clues. He manipulated Borealis into talking to Pietros, cause Ashur heard them both talk, and Barca told Pietros he would never harm a child, even though he killed the child of Ovidius. Ashur planned this all through Borealis talking to Pietros, who assures him that Barca would not do what he was commanded. Ashur planned on that Barca would be drunk, and timed it so that when he would talk to Borealis only, he was already drunk by the celebration of Spartacus beating Theocles and buying drinks for all the gladiators. So, Barca, without being able to really defend being drunk, Ashur quickly acted and made Barca go mad, cause he stabbed a dagger on him before Barca could even do anything as he and Borealis talked, getting him killed ultimately. It was a false rumor spread by Ashur to get Barca done for. Ashur also helped Borealis find the slave keeper who wanted to harm Borealis, realizing Ashur's potential. Ashur wanted to return to his old roots in the arena, but Borealis realized his skill and made him go on the path to become the most vicious villain ever.
Then, or Lysimachus.
All long ago, your days as a gladiator are past.
Dominus.
His enemy gone, only Crixus remained, with Barca being dead now. He was not favored by anyone in particular, but Crixus really had something against this guy. Ashur aided in the disappearance of the magistrate, and blaming Salonius for it by leading him there with the knife. With the charisma Ashur had, I mean, who would withstand, right? Ashur was released from the bonditudes of his gladiatorial life and gained in wealth and position in the Ludus. He knew about the relationship secrets of Crixus and Naevia. Ashur's creativity and ingenuity to save himself was astonishing. Ashur saw Naevia and Crixus as Spartacus fought the Romans, and his plan was to reveal their relationship in front of everyone in action. That's the ingenious plan here, cause simply telling his dominance without proof would not have done anything. Crixus was caught in action, proving it to Lucretia and Borealis that they have a relationship. I mean, Crixus and Naevia. Ashur just was at the right place in the right time each time to gather these information to his own advantage. In the end of the season in Bloods and Sand, he had Naevia be locked away forever and Crixus tortured. As the Ludus fell, he survived against Enemies with his intrigues and survived the outcome of the Ludus, and also saved Lucretia for his own purposes. He followed Enemies and heard about him fighting in the pits. Ashur's plan was to gain favor with Glaba by giving him Enemies. At first he was mistreated and locked away in the Ludus, but with the help of Lucretia, Ashur gained the trust of Glaba in the hunt for the rebellion. Even not fighting for so long, Ashur was able to beat many of Glaber's men, showing he still had the guts and sword skill, and was not completely undefended. I'll come back to Ashur's sword skill later for a particular scene. Ashur raided places, gathered information, and gained the respect of Glaber, even considered to be released by the bonditude of slavery after Spartacus' downfall, and gained the Ludus of Borealis as reward. Ashur made Enemies reveal the location the rebellion heads to as well. He gave Enemies something, whispers of the past by his words quoted. The betrayal of Gannicus and Melita. I don't really know how Ashur gained this knowledge. We have never seen it, but it's Ashur and he just put two and two together. In the end, Lucretia wanted Ashur gone, and here is Ashur's mistake. Ashur as a villain would kill others just to save his own. He basically became a snake by the end, but a unique villain as well. When being accused to take the bracelet of Sepia's brother, who tried to kill Glaba by the way, he should have just began to fight with the Egyptian and the other mercenaries and could have most likely escaped or even killed Glaba. Who knows what would have happened there. He told them to stop, leading Glaba to turn his men against Ashur, leading him to be sent to the mountains. He was doomed either way after what happened here. What I didn't really like about Ashur's downfall is that Naevia was the one to kill him. Some say it's justified because of all the things Ashur did to Naevia, but the rivalry between Crixus and Ashur was there since Gods of the Arena, since the beginning of everything. This is why I desperately wanted Crixus to be the one to kill Ashur. At least Ashur could have done us a favor and killed Naevia before being sent to the afterlife by Crixus, but oh well. I guess the writers just had to kill Ashur in a way, and then instead of letting Crixus do it, they decided for Naevia. But anyways, Ashur was the ultimate villain, and I wish we would have kept him around a little longer.